Hello friends, I will be talking today about assertive communication. I have been wanting to talk about this since a long time, but I don't know, maybe somehow I had other topics that were coming up and I couldn't really manage to talk about this. So let me start by explaining what do you exactly mean by assertive communication. Assertive communication essentially means we need to speak with complete honesty and being truthful. When being in assertive communication, you're not only respecting your rights of being honest and truthful about your feelings, but you're also respecting the rights of the other person, because while communicating you're not being harsh, you're not being rude. Just that while talking out, you are being direct, you're not manipulating, you're not talking something which is false, which is untrue, and you are conveying the correct message. So say if I have to give you an example, I am waiting for somebody and that person turns out to be late. I am literally annoyed, but I cannot just keep telling that person, no, it's okay if you are late. That's hypocrisy, that's a lie, because I am annoyed. It was not okay that that person was late. So how do I put this across? So I have to tell this person that when the person apologizes, or when the person turns out, comes a little later, or late than what he or she was scheduled to come at, all we can say is, hello, I was waiting for you and I would have really appreciated, and it would have been really great if you would have made it on time. So this is a very polite manner in which you put across your message to that person without being offensive, and making that person feel that okay, I am wrong here, and that person is not holding anything against you because you haven't spoken in that manner wherein that person can put you who can put you that or label you as being wrong. Now my point here, or rather video that I'm going to video here, is not about speaking on how do we carry out assertive communication. People know this. In management schools, people have taught this. Nowadays, I have been going and talking to youngsters, and every relationship issue that that comes to me, I keep telling that, please go ahead and be assertive, be assertive, be assertive. But somehow it doesn't work in our country. And this is where I'm going to focus. So why assertive communication doesn't work in our country? We Indians are so much pressured and so much into the social norms, because all we are taught right from childhood, the conditioning of our mind is done in such a way that moment some elder tells you to do something, you're not supposed to question, you're just supposed to say yes to it, in spite of you not liking it. Even if you are not for it, even if you don't agree with it, you're supposed to just nod your head, say yes to it, and literally do it. After a while, even if you don't do it, at least just say yes to it. So what happens most of the times, we are not taught to express what we literally or are actually feeling. And this has conditioned us, all of us, most of us, in such a manner that we always think whenever we have to convey our right feelings that no, I will sound offensive. I'm going to hurt this person if I'm going to say the truth. And truth is bitter. Let's accept it. Truth is not going to be coming, as something which is very, very delicious and very tasty to, to have it. But we need to accept it that in any healthy relationship, it's better to be truthful than just lie and keep just beautifying the whole relationship with lies. So Indians, I have observed, is that they do not even accept when someone talks to them assertively. So I will start with my example. So recently, after preaching to people that that you have to speak assertively, you have to speak assertively, I was doing that in most of my relationships, but got a chance to really start experimenting this in certain intimate relationships. And what happened was that I discovered another part of a flaw of assertive communication here. I, as a psychologist, and I would keep preaching everywhere that assertive communication is so important, completely missed out on a point that communication itself needs two people. It cannot have just one party. So when I was talking assertive, naturally I was never wrong because I wouldn't be rude most of the times when I would speak assertive. But yes, it was not taken in the correct manner, because as I said, we are so much used to lying about everything. So when someone comes up saying the truth, even to somebody else, you cannot accept it. So in that relationship, when I started this speaking the truth, that look, I think this is what I'm expecting, or this is where I think can things be corrected, I was getting a very bad, I started getting a bad response, meaning there were huge silences and there were no responses, and I kind of started feeling as if, was it wrong? I kept on blaming myself. I kept on understanding, okay, where did I go wrong in my talking? Where did I go wrong in my communication? And then the whole picture came out to be clear that, okay, we are not accustomed to assertive communication. So my assertiveness came out for somebody else as me being rude, one. Second, probably I was narrating the truth which the other person was not prepared to listen, because that person was so much soaked and synced into their lie, in her or his lies, that that person couldn't accept somebody just directly telling you and showing him or her their flaws. So this is when I realized that, okay, you cannot expect relationships to flourish, relationships to be successful with only one person practicing assertive communication. But I can tell you the benefit of assertive communication. The benefit of assertive communication, at least to one person who speaks or who adheres to it, is that at least at the end of the day, you don't feel that you have not said something, there is something unsaid within you when your emotions are concerned, and you also are completely weightless. You are light at heart, because you know that you have done your job of expressing it out. Now, how and why the other person couldn't perceive it in the correct fashion is probably their conditioning issue. So this is where I feel we need to let go of certain things when assertive communication is concerned. First, we need to respect the other human being as a human being. That's the first condition when assertive communication's acceptability is concerned. So if someone comes to me saying that, look, I think you talk too much, or that's very rude. But if someone tells me that, okay, you love to talk, isn't it? I've been just observing you and you've been just like talking. Now I understand that this person is telling me something very nicely. It is pointing out at one of my traits of talking. Now, if I need to appreciate this, this is again not very direct, but the assertiveness would be, I've been just observing that you like talking. Now that's assertiveness. Now I cannot be telling that, I cannot just put a blame to this person that he or she is being judgmental. I need to be open that that person is telling me something very honestly, and this needs to be taken in a very right spirit, that okay, this was honesty, this was not being judgmental, this was not to put me down. But if I am having self-confidence issues, I'm going to definitely feel that, okay, he or she is trying to put me down. That's how it is. So that's the first condition. You need to respect anybody speaking assertive as a human first. Secondly, you need to get out of ego, which is so important and an impossible task. So when I say go out of ego, which means if someone tells me the truth when I'm not prepared to hear, I take it completely as a blame. I completely take it as somebody targeting me, and that puts me into sheer aggression. So I'm so mad, so angry at that person that I've been trying to cover myself, I've been trying to hide my flaws, and you come and just speak up my flaw right on my face and try to make me feel all ugly and shitty about myself. So this kind of an approach can never help assertive communication to be taken in the right perspective. So if these two things are, I think, modified or worked upon, assertive communication can do wonders in making relationships healthy, beautiful and wonderful. I think whenever someone tries to say something, we need to look at that particular things from a lot of perspectives, that are you in the right correct mode to first listen to that. So maybe at that point of time it was very hurting, very annoying, but maybe from the other point, the assertive communication aspect will seem to be so honest and so truthful that you will start respecting that person. So by being into our egos, let's not discourage, let's not demotivate assertive communication. That this is the need of the day. If we do not communicate assertive with people we want to be in relationship with, we are not having relationship nice and good relationships, long lasting relationships with anybody. So let's work on this. Let's work on assertive communication. If you people feel this was a useful video, I will come up with more tips, techniques, and how to go about practicing assertive communication in other videos. So guys, if you have liked this video, kindly comment, share and subscribe to this channel, and please let us know if you need more information on this topic, and I'll be glad to speak more on this. Thanks.